So in terms of virtual reality product, it is, I would say, quite different from traditional mobile game or mobile application. So what is the most single biggest difference between virtual reality product and mobile application product?
I think it starts with really the UX. I mean, just the whole experience from the get-go is very different. You're dealing with, you don't know where the user's looking. They could be looking this way, they could be looking that way. You have to guide the user in much more, you have to be smarter about how you guide them through the game. It's much harder in that sense.
首先，虚拟现实的产品，它的视角是非常不一样的。那么 Tony 说，对于虚拟现实的产品呢，它的视角是全方位的，360度的，和我们现在看到的一个单独的屏幕是不一样的。那么如何去引导用户以不同的视角来体验他们的产品，这是对于这个用户体验，也就是 UX 来说是一个非常大的挑战。So what is the lesson that you have been learning and you have explored so far?
Text is very hard to read. Guiding the user is very difficult. Those are two of the ones that we found, and just traditional interfaces where, let's say, the top left is how many lives you have, or the text on the bottom for chat. These types of things, they don't quite translate into just the headset.
So how do you deal with that?
So we're not VR based right now, but we have done a lot of testing with UX in VR, and we found that making things in world space as opposed to screen space, where it follows the user, is much better. So you can walk up to the panel of text. You can, so you can sort of see it as if it were a wall in the game. We had some success with that, but Anna can probably answer that question better than I can.
Great. 那么 Tony 说，那么他们在设计这种用户交互体验的时候，就注意到有几个事情。首先，文字在虚拟现实的这个产品当中是很难被读到的，不太清晰，而且不容易找到。那么另外一个就是人和空间物体的这个位置关系。那么如何去引导用户呢？他说他所发现的，就是他们的团队发现的，目前一个比较有效的方式呢，就是把这些物体和人的相对的空间位置放到一个虚拟的一个完全实境的这个环境当中，让大家去能够走到这个虚拟的物品的前面，和大家进行这种交互。这样的话，有强交互感的东西的时候，大家会对于物体有一个更深切的一个认识。那么在这方面呢，我们也想问一下 Anna， 她有什么样的想法 ？So what's your experience and expertise you found in this domain?
So it has been a really exciting adventure, and I'm so glad I started this game from the ground. It was a project from my university, so I decided I want to make something for the Oculus. I got the DK1, which was the first headset, and I didn't have an idea. So when I had this dream about the game, and I wake up with that feeling, it worked with VR, it's great. So I started working from the ground and experience VR as I was going through. And there is a lot of challenges that challenge you to forget everything that you learn about, like.
So forget everything first.
Like you said, like the UI and the interface that works in traditional media is flat screen, like you say, mobile. You mean, I guess you mean like this screen, like TV or monitors. And basically, it's challenging because it's different, but I think it opens so many other options that it's actually more exciting than challenging for me, because you don't have, I don't have that screen there, this is bad, but I have the whole world now around me, and then you can just like explore so many things. It's just great because you can actually build a time machine, and that's why the build for me, for virtual reality, that excites me the most. When I had the vision for this game, because I wanted to travel through the 80s, and I thought virtual reality is perfect. I can pick it up the play and put inside the world. and you feel it. You feel you're there. You feel you're actually
So you
back in
can
time.
actually fuse time, different times together.
It works as a time machine. Yeah, because
Okay.
it works as we finally managed to get something that works as a time machine and the teletransportation, because you can actually be in a different place without moving, without need to basically, you feel in a different, transported to that place.
Interesting.
And that's the beauty for me. Yeah.
那么对于安娜来说呢，她所看到的一个用户体验是非常有意思的一个独特的视角。她说她在大学里面学到的这种 UI 设计的这种的所有的原则，在虚拟现实的这样的产品当中全部被打破。那问题是打破了旧有的原则以后，他们怎么用呢？那么他觉得给他一个很大的一个自由度的一个空间，是虚拟现实能够就像时光机器一样，把不同的时间的体验能够融合到同样一个场景当中来。所以说他在使用这样子的一个 UI 设计的过程当中，他考虑了很多的时间的维度和空间的维度，让他的设计能够发挥很多的想象力。那么同时也可以把用户带入到这种以时间和空间所交错的这种维度的这样子的用户体验当中。这个是传统的这种移动互联网以及在过去的产品的交互设计体验中是很难实现的。Wow, that's quite something.
Thank you.
And so, you guys are the early pioneers of the VR application or games. So, what have you learned? If you have, let's say, two principled experience that you want to share with your peers, what would they be? 那么我现在问他们俩，那么作为第一批对于虚拟现实产品的这样子的开发者来说，他们实际上是开山立派的，就像他们刚才说的，很多旧有的这种设计的这个原则和理念会被打破。那么他们在目前短短的这几年的开发过程当中所总结到的最重要的2条经验是什么？我问他们，让他们每个人给我们2条经验。So we're gonna go first.
I have two good ones. So, so the first one's maybe obvious. The second one wasn't obvious for me. So the first one is it's such a powerful medium, as you mentioned, that you can really be scared in VR. You can really be terrified. It's powerful, but at the same time, you need to be careful. Developers now and game creators and movie makers, they have this very powerful tool that is many more times more powerful than a screen.
Exponential.
Exactly. Yes. And secondly, I would say it's focus, which for us matters in that when you're in the experience, unlike a television or unlike your phone, you are in the game. It's yes, the game is immersive, but more so you're not paying attention to anything else. So you'll see people, I think, play games longer. You'll see them, start from level 0 and go to level 10 in the same sitting because they forget everything. Their phone, is buzzing. They have headphones on.
Totally isolated.
Totally isolated. So that's both a good, there's pros and cons of that. But for me, it was realizing that when you sit someone down, you put them in the headset, they can sit there for an hour, which normally, they look at their phone twice, they look over here. It's different.
那么 Tony share 给大家2条经验非常有意思。他说，第一条经验是虚拟现实给了开发者一个前所未有的这种强度和对于人的这种心理的影响的这个烈度。虚拟现实的产品以及他们这样的游戏，可以给人带来的这种的感官上的冲击，是传统的这种媒体是不可比拟的，这是第一点。那么他提出了对于开发者来说要善用，而且呢同时要慎用，因为在善用的过程当中，你可以给用户非常强的这种的感受，但同时也可能会吓到读者。那么在善用和慎用之间，他们也在求取一个平衡。第2条呢，他认为虚拟现实的产品在用户体验上，由于它隔绝了外界的真实的世界，所以使得用户很容易对于一个产品产生很高的粘性。那么他们在测试以及开发的过程当中发现，很多的用户可能从游戏的0级到10级会直接就一条路就做下去，一做就是几个小时。而这种的用户的专注度和对于这种产品的这种集中的这种的体验，在过去的人和机器的交互的形式当中是不太有的。 包括说现在如果说是在虚拟现实的这种体验环境底下，电话响了或者是周围的环境其实都会被隔绝掉。那么这种使用体验是非常独特的。那么这是 Tony 和大家来分享的2条他认为最重要的产品设计的这个理念。好，我们来听听 Anna 的这个想法。
Do you mind repeating the question? I quite
The
didn't.
two principal experience you have learned from the development using
The principal experience, the main. Okay.
Yeah.
The main experience developed. What I learned about the potential of the virtual reality, the vision I see in the future. That for me, I have dreams every day, basically, in virtual reality. I'm not joking. It's quite weird. So that vision I have in the future, I see the world connected in a way that the media is not in a way anymore. It's all connected. So imagine nowadays we have to use the phones to take messages and answer, and kind of you drive and you have to take a look in the map and stuff like that. So I see that virtual reality and augmented reality especially, they're going to help a lot in the media, in the way we relate to people, get connected. So in a way that everything will be integrated. So imagine I can see you and look at your Facebook and all your details and access all this information all in virtual reality or augmented reality, in a way that we don't need to have this problem that we have nowadays with people holding their phones all the time. It's quite non-natural.
So the merging of the media and the real life.
Yes.
Okay.
It will be a way to connect the world more and more, and the relations and the way we deal with information will be quicker, and it will fit more with what we have nowadays. It's the internet. So
this is the first experience.
Basically the metaverse. That's what I imagine the future. A world that everyone will be always in virtual reality, connected.
Okay.
And
so let me translate the first one, then you can come up
quite
with the second principle.
deep.
好，那么安娜说，她的第一点的体验是用户的这种的交互性，就使得媒体的属性消失了。因为在虚拟现实的环境当中，所谓的媒体和真正你所能感觉到、触觉到、看到、听到的这个现实，实际上是被融合为一体了。也就是说，在我们现在的这种的电脑啊，或者说是这个小屏幕这种的媒体的这种的使用体验，人和机器的这种的交互式的这种体验，会渐渐的被融合到一个完全虚拟的一个环境当中去。那么这个是他的一个很大的一个体验。那么他认为这个东西其实在未来会是一个很大的方向，也就是不再会有媒体，也不会再有现实和媒体之间的这种区别，而是一个浑然一体的这样的一个交互式的体验。好 ，second principle.
Second, this one is a big one.
Yeah, it's a big one.
The second one, I guess it would solve loads of problems. Like I said, that we would have something that we always dream to have a teletransportation system, and virtual reality will make this possible, and also a time machine. So I think we actually managed to have something really close from this, and I believe this will change a lot the way, like you said, the immersion, and it's a really dangerous tool as well. It's so powerful that it's kind of scary to imagine what people can actually make with that. And if people live for so long in time machines or moving and living in this world, how dangerous this could be for sanity, and it's gonna be quite tricky to control in the future. But it's I think time machine in teletransportation. I think that's how also one of the things that excite me the most, apart from the metaverse.
OK， 那么他所提到的第二个设计上的理念呢，也是关系到人和时空的这个关系。刚才他提到，在他的游戏当中，那么他希望能够把这个时间机器和这种的电子传真，就实物传真，能够把这种的体会带到人们的生活当中来。那么他认为，他也同意 Tony 刚才的说法，就是虚拟现实的产品给人冲击性是非常大的，而这种冲击有可能会给观众以及用户带来非常深的这种的心理上的这种影响。而这样的影响对于开发者来说，如何去平衡它的正面和负面的效应是非常重要的。